Tua Tagovailoa has gotten Tua is current quarterback for the Dolphins, and since he's got drafted, the consensus about him in the media and the fans that he's a bust, right? And he hasn't gotten the benefit of the doubt. He's come back from a potential career-ending hip injury. He plays somewhat well his rookie season. Do you feel like Tua has gotten unfair criticism by fans, by the media? And before you go, Drew, I'll be straight up. I have talked about Tua before.
Oh, we know.
And I have. And
he is a smart man. If there's one thing I will give you, is that you're a smart man. Because before you say anything, I was ready to
flame him,
to drill him. Not for his facts, not for his past takes, not for his past takes, but for his most recent TikTok. I stayed silent. I saw it. I liked it. I was thinking about leaving a comment. I was like, you know what?
I don't know if I saw it.
I'll save it for the show. He gave this whole spiel that I was ready to give. I was like, you know what? I'm cool with it. I'm going to wait for the show because we all know his true thoughts on him. His ceiling's Jimmy G. He's good.
No, I said he is Jimmy G.
His ceiling's Jimmy G.
Never said
that was his words. That was his words.
I never said his ceiling.
Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa. Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa.
He is.
Now go ahead and say whatever you're going to say.
Yeah, thanks. Tua, I've said, he's not a franchise quarterback. And I still don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I think he's a good game manager quarterback, kind of like a Jimmy G. Does that change the fact that he's got an unfair criticism? No, it doesn't. Was I a bit unfair to Tua? I probably was. But that's still exactly how I feel. It's how I'm going to feel. I'm never, unless Tua does something outstandingly amazing that I'm like, okay, I have to change my mind, I'll change my mind. I said this all along. Jalen Hurts to me was Tyrod Taylor. That's not bad. Jimmy G, it's not bad. Tua to me, I also said the Dolphins will regret taking Tua over Justin Herbert. That doesn't seem like it's going to be wrong ever. So I just think he's not a franchise guy. He doesn't scream out to me superstar. Does that mean I think he's a bad quarterback? No. He's a stable quarterback, and that's important to have because the Dolphins really haven't had a stable quarterback in years. So it's good that they have that. But is he a franchise guy, top 10 or top 15 consensus? I don't really think so. But I'll let you go. You can talk about Tua because you're insanely high on him.
Now, I have a quick question. Is Tua behind the worst offensive line in the league?
Probably.
We'd say by far, correct? Okay. Now, Kyler Murray. Top 5 in the league. At worst 6, right?
Yeah, he's him.
Now, rookie year, he won offensive rookie of the year. He had 3,722 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 INTs, completion percentage of 64, QB rating 87, went 5-10-1. Now, Tua, over these last 2 seasons, his first career 16 games, has 3,500 yards, which is 200 less than Kyler Murray. 21 touchdowns, 11 interception, which is a better touchdown to interception ratio. 67% completion percentage, a 90.5 QBR, and a 9-7 record. Now, all I've heard from not only my friend Joel over here, but don't think you're out of the woods either, and every single person on the media, is that Tua Tagovailoa is bad. Forget about can't be a franchise quarterback, is not good.
He's a bust.
Right? That's all we've ever heard. That that he can't get it done. Is it time to start evaluating the quarterback position in Miami? Is Tua the problem? Now we see the Dolphins go on this 4-game win streak, and Tua's at the helm, and now this narrative starts to shift. Why? Because the Dolphins, prior to Tua, once Tua got hurt, they were 1-4, 1-5, one of the worst teams in the league. People weren't even thinking about the Dolphins. Now here they are on a 4-game win streak, 5-7, with the potential to win out and make a wild card spot. Look at the schedule. They could go undefeated for the rest of the season and secure a wild card spot. What are people going to say about Tua then? Tua has been fantastic. You look at these numbers this season, they don't wow you because he's missed 3 games, but he leads the league in completion percentage. He's not turning the ball over, and he's working with the worst offensive line in the league with average at best running back in Myles Gaskin, and one true weapon, in my opinion, Jalen Waddle.
Mike Gesicki?
I'll be honest.
He's above average.
Tua blesses him. When Tua doesn't play, Gesicki's normal. When Tua's in the lineup, Gesicki's a problem. Jalen Waddle is a beast. He's a monster, no doubt about it. But Tua Tagovailoa knows how to place a football. He is one of the most accurate passers. Say what you want about, he doesn't take risks. Watch the game. He takes a minimum of 2 shots deep a game. A minimum 2 shots deep a game. And that's getting what? At most 3 seconds in the pocket? That's probably at most. He's running for his life. He's not that mobile of a quarterback, and even still has 6 rushing touchdowns. The narrative that he is not good, I'm glad people are starting to finally see that it's ridiculous. Tua is a franchise guy. And if the Dolphins move on from him, they're going to regret it. Because from here to whenever his rookie contract's up, this is their time to start building. They need to... That line of them drafting, a team drafting all offensive line, if they did it, I wouldn't bat an eye. Because that defense, now that they have a quarterback that actually knows how to manage a game and still be efficient, has been changing a lot of things around. Held one of the best teams in the Ravens to almost no production at all. And Tua allows the offense and allows the defense to just elevate their game. You have Tua in the game. The defense is rested. They don't have to carry the load of Jacoby Brissett now. You have Tua that actually has this offense clicking on all cylinders, staying on the field and holding the football. I just rattled you off the stats compared to Kyler Murray in the first 16 games. Kyler Murray is a top 5 quarterback. All people are saying is Tua Tagovailoa. Now they're saying he's good, but prior to these 4 games and when he was injured, all people said was Tua was a bust. It's ridiculous. It needs to stop. And when he wins out this season, if he wins out this season, there will be no one that should be making any negative comment towards Tua Tagovailoa. Do I get it that it's Deshaun Watson? Sure. It's Deshaun. But you want to take on $250, however much money you're going to have in that salary, or you take the rookie contract into a Tagovailoa and you actually build a complete all-around team around him. You have the piece in Waddle. You have Tua. Build the O-line. Preston's going to get healthy one day, maybe. Will Fuller was a terrible contract, but Tua's still making it work.
You think so? $10 million 1 year?
It was one year, $10 million.
Yeah. I don't think Preston Williams ever gets healthy. But
I pray, because we see what Preston Williams can be. He's a solid piece. So a solid wide receiver too.
Devontae Parker is much better.
And Devontae Parker, I didn't even mention.
Yep.
But we're just seeing those 3 names not staying on the field.
Which they historically don't.
It's unfortunate. Devontae Parker's different. Devontae stays healthy. It's just
last 2 years he hasn't.
Last year he was just the quarterback was out in and out of the lineup. He went from Fitzpatrick to Tua. Tua and him did not have great chemistry.
He did miss a few games last year.
But this year alone, we're seeing Tua be special.
Special?
What do you call 72% completion percentage?
Played 14 games
and
last
4-game win streak. What is that? Just not? We're not going to give him any credit for that. And I told you that. Listen, don't ignore the first 16 games to Kyler Murray.
Oh, I'm ignoring it, and the reason I'm ignoring it, I'll say this. I always dislike those comparisons. First 16 games. So you're comparing Tua's 9 games his rookie season and his 7 games in his second year to Kyler Murray's entire rookie season, like not even having an off season to get into his second year. I think that's an unfair comparison.
And let's also remember that Tua didn't have a training camp last year.
He was hurt.
Okay, we also saw Justin Herbert not have a training camp. We also saw Joe Burrow not have a training camp. And Herbert set rookie records. Joe Burrow was on pace to do it. So let's not act like that's an excuse, because those rookies played well.
Joe Burrow, I'll be honest, Tua will end up better than Joe Burrow.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to say this. Tua 6-3 as a starter in his rookie season, right? 1 win came in his first career start versus the Rams, where he threw 89 passing yards. And another win came against when they faced the Raiders, and Fitzpatrick had to come in and save the day and win that game. So 2 of these wins for Tua as a starter weren't even him starting the game. I don't think Tua's a bust. I don't think he's bad. I think he's good. I even made a video about him in the offseason saying that he's getting unfair criticism. Because I'll say one thing about me.
You love to flip-flop.
I'll say one thing about me. If it's coming from me, I'm okay with it. But once I see everybody else doing it and everybody else is being 10 times harder on a guy than I was, now I got to start defending him like, okay, y'all are going a bit too far here. Because I said Tua was not going to be a franchise guy. I still stick by that. But now you have people saying the Dolphins should have drafted a quarterback. They should draft a quarterback. Tua's a bust. Now I'm like, okay, y'all are going a bit too far because I didn't say all that. I don't think he's all that. In the offseason, I said, we got to give Tua a little bit of a break. And Baker Mayfield, we just talked about him earlier this show. We know Baker's probably not a franchise guy. What did I say, though? He's getting unfair criticism. The reason why is because he's had 4 injuries and he's playing bad and his weapons have been trash. So I'm going to give Baker the benefit of the doubt. Do I think Baker's a franchise-changing guy? I don't. But I think he's a capable starter, and a team moving off from him is a bad mistake. Same thing that the Panthers did with Teddy B. That was a bad mistake. With Tua, it would be a mistake if they move off from Tua, and I don't think they will unless they get Deshaun. Mm-hmm. Tua's a good quarterback, but comparing him to Kyler, you're totally ignoring that the roster was not good in his rookie season. It wasn't until they got Hopkins in the second year where he took off.
Yeah, my whole point to that was that Kyler Murray is praised.
Hold on, you totally ignore the fact that Kyler Murray had 511 rushing yards that season. Like it wasn't just as a passer. I mean, he was running. He was just Houdini. He looked like Houdini. Tua doesn't look like that when you watch him. Now, can Tua be an accurate quarterback? Yes. Right now, the offensive design and scheme with the Dolphins surrounding Tua is that they do a lot of RPOs and screens and short passes. That's why his completion percentage is so high. I'm just going to say that for one. But I'm also not going to knock Tua for that, because the reason the offense is designed that way is because, one, it fits Tua's strength. But 2, the offensive line can't block for shit. So they need to design quick schemes for Tua to get the ball out quickly. That's 1.
Correct.
Well, that's 2 because I named 2 points. Mm-hmm. Tua has got an unfair criticism. He had a hip injury, could have ended his career, came back from it and played okay. Chan Gailey didn't design an offense around him. He still did his thing. Now he has a full offseason. His numbers don't scream out bust. They're not like Josh Rosen numbers. He played well and he's been accurate. But when I look at Tua, I just don't see what you see. You think he's Drew Brees. I think he's not.
Said he's a franchise guy.
I'm more on Joel's side here, too. I think Tua, we talked off the show, I think Tua's ceiling is Kirk Cousins. I think he could be a quarterback in that barely top 10, that 9 to 12 range that people are always going to argue, is he top 10, put up really good numbers potentially, and lead your team to playoffs. I don't think he's going to be as good as Joe Burrow. And I also push back on that Kyler Murray comparison because the eye test tells you everything. The eye test between Kyler Murray, his rookie year, you saw flashes of brilliance right away. Week 1, we saw the ability to move out of the pocket, his arm strength, his ability to throw on the run. With Tua, we didn't see that his rookie year, and that's fine because he was coming off a terrible hip injury. I almost throw away his rookie season. I don't care about it that much. I'm more interested in what he's done this year. And to answer the question, he's received unfair criticism. I think it's mostly due to his draft class. You know, coming into that 2020 draft, he was, or the 2020 season, I should say, like the 2019 college football season.
The slogan was Tank for Tua.
He was Alabama's quarterback. He had a cool nickname, Tua. Everyone knew his name. He came in halftime of the college football championship, 50-yard touchdown to Devontae Smith. Everyone knew who he was. He's a lefty. He's different. So everyone knew who he was, not just, football heads, but even if you're just a casual fan, you knew who he was. And then he comes into this draft class. He has a hip injury, middle of the season. Joe Burrow comes out of nowhere, and he shoots up draft boards, goes number 1 overall. Then Justin Herbert, who the media was really 50-50 on, you either love him or you hate him. He ends up going 1 pick before Tua. So you have 2 other quarterbacks who are in this draft class who I don't think it's that close between Herbert, Burrow, and Tua. I would easily take Herbert number 1 or number 2 and Tua number 3.
And then Hurts in the second round.
Who... Well, I'm a big Hurts fan.
It's 50-50 between him and Tua right now.
I agree. I am kind of close between those two there.
Tua is one of the most accurate passers already in the NFL.
And then we haven't seen Jordan Love yet. when he gets a full start.
We'll let that happen. But I think Tua just got so much hype coming into the draft, especially being Alabama's quarterback. Everyone's going to watch you every single week. You're on TV every week fighting for playoff games and championship games. But with that said, he's been really good this year. In November, 80% completion percentage, which is first, 110 passer rating, which is fourth. But like Joel said, it's a lot of RPO and kind of scheming guys open, which is fine. If that's what you want and that's what you're being asked to do, you can only do so much with it. But I would like to see him just show me a little more. I don't see him, like, he doesn't jump off the TV like Kyler does, or he doesn't have the arm strength like Herbert does, where it just blows off the TV. The second you turn it on, you see a 30-yard pass down the field to Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. You're like, yo, there's like 3 other quarterbacks who can make that throw. But there's one person to compare it to. I think this season, it's probably Mac Jones. I think they're also probably pretty close. I kind of see Mac in that same light of that Kirk Cousins type guy. I don't think he's ever going to be top 5, but can he be in that 9 to 12 range and lead you to the playoffs and a possible Super Bowl? Maybe. If you're comparing Mac and Tua, both completing about 70% of their passes. Mac averages about 20 more yards per game, but they have the same amount of touchdowns per game, same amount of interceptions per game. And like you said, Tua is doing this with the worst offensive line in the NFL, while Mac is doing this with the best, I shouldn't say best, top 3 offensive line in the NFL, especially when it comes to pass blocking. So Tua has definitely got some unfair criticism, but I think that's mostly due to his draft class and how he was hyped up coming out of college.